illegally, I think, if I remember correctly.
No, they were no, they were citizens. They were citizens. The older brother was
right.
radicalized when he went to Jordan.
There's other situations where we don't know who they are, and they're causing panic. Look,
you're right.
You
the biggest
thing. Country? You want to come in from Iraq? Come on in. Welcome to America. But there's got to be some regulations. We're going to know who you are. You're going to receive a phone. You're going to receive a number. You're going to receive. We're going to need to receive a way from us to get a hold of you, and you got to be able to learn who our country is out of respect. You're going to learn our American flag anthems. You're going to know our American history. Okay, I wouldn't expect it any other different than in any other country. If I went to Iraq to live there, and I wanted to be a citizen, well, by golly, I would imagine they'd make me know their country before I came in, and they would know who I am.
Well, you know what, Chad. You know what? One of the funny things is about Mexico.
I posted just real quick here, talking about language. I'm on Medicare at this point, and so I get you always get a lot of paperwork about, if I get a prescription drug or anything like that, or having to do with health policy, health insurance, and that. And at the end of all those papers, there's usually an addendum of about 2 or 3 pages listing about 20 languages, saying that if you need help with translational help or anything like that in these languages, call this number.
Okay.
So it's absurd that people are not that we don't make people. Well, you should help people when they first get here, obviously.
Well,
obviously,
but you shouldn't tolerate people who have been here for 30 years and still can't speak English.
First thing is, I think
agree.
to become a citizen, you have to speak a certain amount of English.
Well, the citizenship test is only given in English. I don't think it's given in other languages. All right, correct. But the thing is, if you go to Mexico, if you want to live in Mexico, you have to learn Spanish. Okay. Now, granted, the more educated people may speak English, because in school, you see, this is the big fallacy, and I've said this many times on the show. Okay. In school, they learn English as a second language. So when they come over here, they are fluent in English. But in America, we think the whole world is going to speak English. We make a big deal about, teaching our young people French or German or Spanish or whatever language they want to take. Most American children, youngsters, teenagers, young people they only know English. They're monolingual. In other countries, they're bilingual, at least bilingual.
Look when you hear older representatives from Israel speak. You don't even know they're not Americans, some of them.
That's because a lot of them went to American schools.
Yeah.
And even in yeshivas, they teach Hebrew, but they also teach English. The funny thing, some of the Israeli ambassadors, and they all sound like, if they're not from America, they sound like they're from England. They all have the perfect British accent. But they speak better English than my mechanic.
They speak better English than you do. Exactly.
And this is why French people hate Americans so much, because my many years ago, when she was like 20, I hate to tell you how many years ago it was, my wife's brother worked for Swiss Air, and he was up in Canada. And Swiss Air, she was taking a Swiss Air flight up to Montreal. and they made the announcements in French and in English. And she missed the announcement, so she turned to the woman next to her and said, "Excuse me, could you please tell me what the captain said?" And in perfect English, the woman said, "I don't speak English." Because that's how they get back at Americans. Not so much anymore in Montreal. It used to be bad in Montreal, but in France, they respect you more if you make an attempt to speak French, even if the grammar is wrong or something, but if you have the right idea, they respect you more than saying, "Do you speak English?" Because we always expect that the whole world speaks English.
Yeah, well, that's our fault. That's not the rest of the world's fault.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
our fault. Definitely our
But
fault.
also, do you know that they have Sharia?
Hey guys, real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, real quick, guys. I just want to say goodnight. I gotta get going here. I gotta get up early in the morning.
I know this is one thing.
Talking to you.
No, I want to say one thing. Well,
Chad, thanks for calling.
Chad. I appreciate you calling. I want to tell you. Do you know, Chad and everybody else? Do you know that there are Sharia courts in the United States?
Sharia courts?
Yep. In Texas, they have them.
Do I know about them?
No. Do you know that they have them in the United States? Yep.
Sharia law.
Sharia courts. Yeah.
What are they going to do? Cut off somebody's hand?
No, it's for civil suits. They have courts in the Sharia courts in the Arabic neighborhoods or Muslim neighborhoods.
Really?
Well, let's put it this way.
Do they have legal authority?
I don't know how it is.
Might be limited. They might
yeah,
be limited.
No, I said civil issues. No, I said civil issues, not criminal. Well,
let's put it this way. Sometimes you wish that in America, they had it was as easy to get a divorce as it is in the Orthodox Jewish religion. You dance around the girl 4 times or something, and you say, "We're now divorced," and you wash your hands, and that's it. It would be real easy.
You never heard of that, Adam? Sharia courts in the U.S.?
Not in the U.S. No.
Yeah, they have them in England.
I wouldn't be surprised if they have it in
they have them
Minnesota.
In
Minnesota, you got
probably Dearborn,
Michigan.
Michigan's a big Muslim.
Dearborn, Michigan, Minnesota.
Yeah. It would be interesting to know what exactly authority they have.
I don't think it's all civil.
They can't do that legally in the U.S.
I think all they do is they do like civil matters,
Well, it would be interesting.
We can look it up afterwards.
But you know what? It would be interesting if some of those judges, they could be Muslim, and some of those, if they were actually lawyers.
It's not that kind of lawyer. I don't think it's that kind of courts. I think it's when you have a dispute with another neighbor and stuff like that.
Look, Felix, you want my goat? You could have it. It's okay.
What's that?
You want my goat? You could have it.
It's probably similar to like the TV judge shows,
But those things are real.
But they agree ahead of time that whatever that judge says.
That's right. They're going to abide by what the judge. That's right.
They don't pay the money anyway. The courts, the show pays the monies.
Yeah, court TV.
Yeah, they don't actually.
Or Channel 9 or Channel 11.
They're all over the place.
Judge Judy, she became a millionaire doing that. What are you
She's
talking
one of
about?
the richest people on TV.
That's right.
Yeah.
She and her husband.
No, her. She makes more money than almost anybody on TV.
She's still on TV.
What's that?
Is Judge Judy still on TV?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the way she gets real angry when somebody wants to say something and she's talking. Let me tell you, she lets them know, this is my courtroom, I'm talking, you shut up and wait for me to finish. And you know something?
Yeah, she's pretty.
That's exactly... That's exactly
okay.
What was that?
Yeah. All right, take care.
All right, take care, Chad. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens in court.
Sharia law in the United States of America has reached penetration phase 3.
I didn't know there was phase 1 and 2.
It's in Texas, Florida, and in UK. And where's it? Where are they explaining it? Okay, as the number of court cases that involve conflicts between civil law and Sharia law is rising in America, many American states have introduced bills banning the courts from accommodating Sharia law. But many of those bills have stated by fierce challenges from well-financed Muslim groups that accuse the politicians of support such bills as suffering from Islamophobia. But where are the courts? I know they're in Texas.
Don't know.
It's
Well,
there.
that'll be a topic for another session, I would say.
No, we can't do that. You know why? There's too much. There's too much research that has to be done. We limit ourselves. You got to understand.
Well,
Yeah, but
it's a topic to itself.
Well, you're right. It is.
it is. But it's definitely
And all this time, I thought Michelle Bachmann was crazy when she would talk about Sharia law all the time. You know.
yeah. Well, she is crazy, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, I know.
Right. Yeah. She is.
How
Is she still around?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just interviewed, I think, last week or the week before. She was on some news
she's
show.
still- I mean, is she still an active elected
She's
politician?
still the leader of the Democratic Party.
Democrat? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Michelle Bachmann.
Oh, Michelle Bachmann, that nut job. I was thinking of somebody else.
Michelle Bachmann was on Hardball about 5 years ago, and she said she'd like to see some of the Congress people that are serving with her take an oath to find out what percent they are American, because there seems to be so much dissension. I think she should worry about her husband Marcus more than she worries about, pray the gay away.
Pray the gay away.
Our boys and girls, I'm way past my a lot of time for the show.
I got to tell you, Adam, you surprised me. You've been on for an hour.
Yeah, well, he's talking about a topic that he likes.
No, I'm not particular.
No, you like talking about the crazy man.
Hey, listen, changing the subject for a second. We
really didn't talk much about that.
About him or triskaidekaphobia?
Right.
Well, that's something we just put up there. That doesn't mean anything.
Did you watch the news conference that Trump had?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Not live. I've seen bits of it, but
yeah, seeing bits of this.
He's just
when you see bits of Adam, you can't see bits of things. You have to watch the whole thing, because people just pull out two words out of a whole sentence.
I listen to what intelligent people talk about afterwards a lot of times.
Yeah.
People I trust, and they can encapsulate the essence of things just as well in most cases.
Well,
I listen to the Trump supporters, and I listen to the Trump detractors. I listen to all the sides, and I'm just concerned that he can start a war unintentionally. Just
so am I.
Tweet. It's in the middle of the night. That's the biggest thing. He can't pass laws on his own. Okay, he's got Congress. He has got Supreme Court, but military. He has got direct control.
And he also has
control of that football.
And he has the executive.
Exactly.
And he has executive.
Right.
His executive orders.
Well, he can do some certain things, but he really can't the most dangerous thing is his control of the military, because that's immediate.